Build 2. So I am Java developer. My immense expertise in since 10 years. I'm India-based developer. So during the course of taking interviews, so I come across some of the Java interview questions, especially aim the target audience is for the fresher who are giving the interviews for different MNCs. So let's jump into this. So first question is what is Java? So basic question if they ask you like what is Java and all. So again I'm just quote and unquote I'm just mentioning this point that this video is target is only for the freshers who are actually giving the interviews for the different MNC after this doing their graduations from the engineering courses or from any other BSc IT or MSc IT courses. So let's start. So if they ask you what is Java, so we can just simply tell that Java is a high level object oriented robust secure programming language. I'm also must mention that it's a platform independent high performance multi-threaded and it is developed by James Gosling. So that should be sufficient. Okay, must mention that Java is object oriented and the platform independent. These two is very important thing. Okay, let's go to the next one, that is difference between Java and C++. So C++ is also a object oriented language. Java is also a object oriented language. But the key difference is that C++ is platform dependent and Java is platform independent. Another key difference is that it supports multiple inheritance C++, but Java doesn't support that. It supports multi-level inheritance. Hopefully in Java also we support multiple inheritance in a different way, but generally we can just conclude this way. Okay. So what is JVM, JIT, JRE? This type of question might be asked. So let me tell you what is first of all JVM. So JVM is a Java Virtual Machine. Okay. So this is the full form of JVM. What is JDK? So JDK is Java Development Toolkit that contains the library for development of Java applications. So if you want to do any Java program in your machine must have the JDK. If you have only the JRE, then your code won't be running actually, because JRE supports, it's a Java runtime environment that contain the JVM, which actually loads to everybody's machine and which is actually executes the .class file. So you must have the JDK. Next question is what is JIT? So JIT is just in time compiler. It resides in the JRE. So this is the compiler is actually responsible for like interpreting your bytecode into the executable code. So I think you know the process of Java, how does it build and all. So I'll just that elaborate that too also later. So let's stay tuned. So how many types of memory areas allocated to JVM? So these are different type of class, heap, stack, program counter, native method, etc. So before doing this, I just would like to tell you how the Java program runs actually. So I think it is much important to know how the Java life cycle happen. So life cycle is very simple. So this is first of all you have your class file. So once you run it, your Java file using the Java C command, your something like or hello Java, that time it generates class file. So class file is something like hello dot class. It is done by Java C compiler. That is one process. Next one is the interpretation. So that means from your Java class file, it will make the executable code. So each content class file contain the byte code. Just for your simplicity, I'm just mentioning. So the now your hello world class will be turned into the machine specific code that is done by the Java interpreter. So who does this activity? If somebody asks you, that is the basically done by the JVM. Inside that, the JIT, the just in time compiler, actually does that activity on piece by, this is very important one, piece by piece, sorry, on demand basis. So what is the difference between compiler and this interpreter? Compiler just this is very important example. Somebody ask you that compiler add interpreter. So compiler means like it will does the it will just convert converts the .java file at a time and make executable code. But in the interpreter, it does it on demand basis, like piece by piece basis. It does on demand basis. So this is very important, the difference between compiler and interpreter. So I have some questions noted with me. I'm just starting it. So we have almost covered 4 5 questions. So later I will give the other questions also. So that's it for today's video, I think. So just have a look there, and if any question, just raise it to me. Thanks.